Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Gundam. This is where we take a look around the internet at various artwork, photographs, videos, and other things. It tends to be all from Twitter, but it's all Gunpla and Gundam related, and we get to just show it off and expose people that might not normally find this stuff to it and see what they think about it. This is done live, and for anyone that wants to check this stuff out, it can easily be found over at my Twitter. I've got it all retweeted. It's all in the description if you want to check it out, including my my Twitter name. But anyway, let's get into this. This week was crazy, and first off, we're going to start out with this one of Char versus Amaro here. This is by Ido Damasatsuki, I think. I don't know whether I've pronounced that properly, but this is a retweet from Gunpla Photography. This is a really nice setup. I like this. Frontier says, "Hey Moody, how you doing?" I'm good. So yeah, we've got Char's Zaku 2 here versus Amaro's RX-78 2. I love, they've edited this in obviously, but I like the way that this is composed and everything, and I like the way that we've got all these little bits of battle damage and just scuffing all over Char's Zaku 2 here, especially with the Heat Hawk. Really cool. And here we go. This was a really neat one. I really like this one. This is by Ichin. This is try it because you did your best. I like this one primarily because it's a diorama that's set up, and they have this explosion going on in the background with, I think, 2 Zaku 1s here. It's either that or I'm not looking at this properly. But there's a Zaku 1 that looks like getting its leg blown off. But I love the way they've done this like smoke cloud effect, and then I think they've got a light on the inside here to do that flickering. But that looks really neat, and I really do like that. The amount of time and effort that's gone into getting that set up just looks really nice. Then over here we've got some artwork from Curie here, and this is the Zuda. This is the Zuda. I think it looks like it's exploding. So we got this shot of an explosion from behind it. It looks like its arm's almost coming off. The mono eye is not active. But I love the artwork primarily because of all the shading and lighting on it. Shinju says, the Zaku 1 was using a ground Gundam's machine gun. That's what threw me off, partly. But yeah, I think this is where the thruster of the Zuda's exploding. But either way, I like the shading and the way that this is composed. Definitely makes it look very evident that there's some sort of explosion going on in the background here, which is just shaking the Zuda apart. Zuda exploding. Typical Monday, says Proof. So here we go. Gunpla Photography again. I don't want to try pronouncing this because I'm just not going to get it. But yeah, like I said, these are all retweeted on my Twitter account, so you can always see these easily. Just go in there and having a look in the retweets. But this one I liked primarily because it's the Age 1 Titus, but the Titus has a little bit of a colour change here, so instead of being primarily red, they've changed it up so it's blue. And that little bit of a change, I don't know, it just looks really nice to me. Not so much the decals, it's not too bad with the decals, but you know, plenty of times now I've said I'm not too sure about just slapping decals all over everything. But yeah, I like this blue Titus rather than red. Pretty simple change. Really enjoying it. Here we've got Chuga, and this is really cool. He's got a lot of footage, like GIFs and things like that, showing him drawing stuff, or them drawing stuff, and I absolutely love this kind of stuff, so I had to retweet it, but you can see the progress here as it's being built up. I absolutely love the final version, obviously, because it's a GIF. I don't think I can stop it and show you the full thing, but you can go see the full finished one on the page anyway. But I just love watching how it's slowly built up. Like, you've got the line art, then you got the shading on top of it, or the shadows, then you've got the colors and the shading. This is really cool. Decal everything, Moody, says Young. No. But yeah, Chuga appears quite a few times in this one. We got I'm Spooky Vault Dweller again. I've shown off quite a few of those the last time, but I liked this one because of the setup. So this is a Spooky Justice Night setup. And this is him stabbing one of the 30mm kits in the face with the shot lance 3 has. And then we got another shot of it though, where it's going straight through the 30mm kit's torso. I love this background as well. Just the way that it's lit. It just looks so cool. And then we got the sword here. This Justice Knight seems like a straight build, but either way, really enjoy that. And then it gets its arm cut off, and then he's photoshopped some wires and some sparks in there. Really do like that. It's simple, but I like the way that it's set up because the entire composition of the scene looks spooky. Like here, I'm just noticing now in the background this, I think is polystyrene that he's just painted on to make it look like a brick wall. And I think the floor might be the same, just throw a couple of things that look like leaves in there, and then light it really well, or at least, you know, so it looks spooky. Gives a good impression. Really like that. Young says, "'Tis a flesh wound, we'll call it even." So here's Chuga again. This is Wing Zero Custom. Same as before, going from very sort of sketchy line art to the final version. I just realised my description of that is totally wrong. It's not sketchy line art. It seems to be almost perfect, straight out of the first frame there. Let's watch this through again. So immediately just building up the body, the arms, the legs, and then the wings, and then away we go. Do love this though. Love all the effects, especially like the beam saber effect and stuff. And then yeah, it restarts. So that was another one. And then he's also done Heavy Arms Custom. I think they're going through all of the wing suits. I could be totally wrong there. You know, I'm just guessing that based on this, but I love the way they make the beam gatlings look as though they're spinning up as well. We get to actually see the sketch version there before we get to see the inked up version, and then we've got the beam gatlings. Put a little bit of lighting on there to make them look as though they're firing, blur them a bit to make them look as though they're spinning, and then put a little bit more effects on. Looks really cool. And here's one. This is by Yukio. This one I really liked because this is Tall Geese done in detail in Blender. Hoping this can all fit in, but you can see the decals on here, instead of being large like on the actual kits, they're all pretty tiny and just put on certain areas. So that's not too bad. I love the detail on this 3D model. It looks so good, especially like the weathering along all the surfaces and things. It's just I really like seeing stuff like this. I'd love to see more of it. And then of course we've got the shot from the Blender viewport screen where it shows you just the topology, like the wireframe of it. So yeah, that's a really nice shot of Tall Geese there. I really want to see if they do like the full thing, if they give us like a full shot of this. And then of course a load of people saw this one on Discord. Somebody put it up on Discord. But this is by Muyu here, I think. This is what looks like a umbrella hat. And you can see what looks like a Zaku style mask down here, and they breathe into it, and all these like they're like party popper or party streamer things. They all extend from the sides, but it's meant to be. It looks like it's meant to be either the Opsilus or Big Zam. Just based on that, it's weird. I don't think I would have seen that anywhere else, but it is amusing. And I just noticed his shirt says "You can do it, Amaro," and it's just Amaro seemingly just chilling out on the floor with some headphones on with a not very amused face on. But yeah, that one's crazy. Hey, Stealth. Xeon knows how to party mood, he says Young. Oh, hey, Big Zams and Stealth. So yeah, this one was interesting to find. So yeah, let's keep going. We got Zamashi 726 here. They did a load of different suits. I just saw the thumbnails, but just going off this, I'm assuming that it's a load of different ones that are done up in canvas colors. So here we've got, I think this is one of the ones from, not Sentinel, the one that's coming out recently, Hathaway's Flash. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, we'll go through here. We got some shading on here to make it look as though it's dirty. We got like the initial, what looks like blue with black sort of airbrushing over it. The Messer says Stealth. Thank you very much, Stealth. I always get later stuff wrong anyway. Then we've got a, what looks like a modified camphor that's been mixed with what looks like a couple of things actually, because these look like IBO legs. They look like the legs off the greys that Ein uses at the end of the first season, with a couple of IBO shield arms off. I think it's the Aster off for the side skirts. The front skirts, I can't really match those. This rear skirt looks like one of the other, either one of the other IBO suits, the grunt suits from season 2, or one of the build fighters suits. I think I'm looking at maybe the Gym Sniper K9, and then I'm trying to piece some of these other things together. Either way, it's looking pretty neat. Really do like that one. And then we got the camphor here, which, oh, I see. So this is the Alice Core Gundam. So I think for Shinju here, we got some other Core Gundams in this lineup as well this week. But this is the Alice Core Gundam with camphor armor. Okay, that was cool, because originally when I click and retweet and like a lot of these, normally I just look at the thumbnail, look at what I think is cool, and go, right, I'll retweet this. So some of this stuff is like, I'm just looking at it in detail for the first time, and then I immediately pick out the head there. So yeah, that's pretty neat to have an Alice Core Gundam with the camphor armor. Stealth says, I think, and I'm gonna probably pronounce this wrong, but Girail or Girail, I don't know. The predecessor of the Greys, that's what the skirt piece is from. Oh, okay, okay. I feel like half of these streams are just me struggling to pronounce stuff. But yeah, here we've got the, what looks like the Sinanju mixed with, yeah, it looks like the Sinanju mixed with the camphor, with one of the IBO's giant swords mixed with the unicorn's beam javelin. We got like a Haro looking camphor down here. But yeah, that looks like the Sinanju based on the sleeves markings. Either way, these all go really well together. Core Gundam with Core Gundam armor, please, says Young. Here we go. So this is by Yumis, I think. This is the pedestal for that's built off the action base for the Build Fighters arena style thing going on here. So this is pretty cool. I think this is the finished one, but they've tried making the base into the holographic system. I've seen somebody else do this, but not in this much detail. I like the way that they've shown you they've built it up on what looks like 3 separate pieces here, and then they stack it on top of each other to make the full holographic display. And then because it's an action, or it looks like it's an action base, you could probably mount some stuff on that. But yeah, I like the detail on that. Pretty cool. Loving all the external panel detailing here. Then of course we got Cervantes Caliber back from Gunpla Photography. This is cool. I think this is the master grade Wing Fenice Renashita, but there's something slightly different here. I remember the Fenice and the Fenice Renashita having like almost knight looking armor on the knee and the ankles, you know, with like medieval style knight armor with holes in between, but those have been filled in, so it looks a little bit sleeker now. The beam cape on the side here, and then we've got this usual sort of grey, green and white color scheme going on. Yeah, I really like how this looks, primarily because it's not changed the overall appearance of the Fenice Renashita too much. they've just sort of filled in some of the gaps and made it look a little bit cooler. I'm just looking around here and trying to pick different parts that I've not looked at yet and comment on them, but no, it looks real nice. I like it looking clean like that as well. Like it just looks really, really nice. I really like that. Then here we go. This is by FCA, and this is cool. So what they've done is they've taken, I think this is Unicorn OVA 4, the ending of it, where Banagher catches Audrey here after she's fallen off the ship, and they've recreated it using Gunpla. Oh, it's Ep 5, sorry. So yeah, we've got it set up as a diorama as well, where they've took this, what looks like a photo or a poster of some clouds, and then they've set up the unicorn and Audrey's minifig here. I really do like that, and there's sort of a setup without it, like without the clear rod around the back or around the side of the unicorn here, and then they've obviously photoshopped it a little bit to make it look as though the inner psycho frame is glowing. I like that. Specifically like Ep 5 of Unicorn. The ending it was real nice. I like that, where Audrey comes in and just jumps off and says, "Banagher, save me," and then he's like, "Nope, nope, nope," and has to come in and save her at the last minute. Here we go. This one's for Shinju. So this is one of two Symphogear references again. This time, this is by Indie Umatsu. So this is Tsubasa's Core Gundam, or rather a Core Gundam with Tsubasa's armor, and it's just got blades all over it. That's the only thing you can say about it. It's just got blades all over it. I don't know where this sword is taken from, or where the rest are actually taken from. They're all pegged on for the legs at least, with these articulated arms, which is really cool because then it simulates the actual character from Symphogear, but don't know where this katana's from. And then we've got a bigger one, which I think is a Koto. It might be a Koto sword, I'm not too sure. But I like how we've got these simple edits for the Core Gundam. And then we've got a bike as well. So yeah, pretty simple. For anybody who doesn't or isn't into Symphogear, it won't be that cool, but it's pretty neat. And then here we go, Gundam Breaker 3 stuff by U10 Father, I think. This is the John Bull Gundam, made in Gundam Breaker 3. I think this is done with DLC parts by the look of it, but I really liked how it was another G Gundam reference that we've got in. Out of some of these streams, we've seen at least something related to G Gundam every now and again. But yeah, I like the way they've recreated this. I'm just not entirely sure how they've done the hat. I think it might be a thruster or something. I'm just trying to pick apart some of these pieces now and find out which ones they are. Hard to tell when the photo itself is pretty low res and from a distance. Gonna have to look into that. Anyway, it looks really good anyway. You can immediately just tell it's based on the John Bull Gundam from G Gundam. Then here we go. We have some cosplay. I tried to get something that wasn't looted, obviously. This is Unicorn cosplay. This is by Izumi Shin UC. The thing that caught my eye here is the freaking beam javelin because of the size of it. It's like twice the size of her. Normally I don't show off cosplay and stuff. I think we've seen maybe a double Zeta before that looked fantastic. This one is just all the beam javelin and these clear parts, which I'm assuming are clear plastic. Yeah, pretty neat. Nothing outstanding, but I do like it. It's cool. You got to praise the effort. You know, I'm not going to sort of rip on somebody and be like, oh no, it's not good. Cosplay is kind of one of those things where there's a lot of effort involved, so I'm definitely not going to sour that. Here we go. This is by Crimson Frame. This is the Gundam Barbetus Lupus Rex line art and then coloured. I think we've seen art from them before, but this is the line art. And then the coloured. The coloured, I enjoy the shading and the colours used because They're all simple. There's like 2 tones to every color on here, but it just breaks everything up and makes it look really cool and stylistic. Plus all the tinier details that are already in here just look really nice. Just make sure I move the mouse out of the way here so it's not just flying all over the image and ruining it for everybody. I also like how they've broken up the V-fin here so it's not just flat yellow. It looks like it's got some blades attached to the V-fin. Yeah, I really like that Lupus Rex. Really, really nice. The red background also fits because of the Tekkadan logo. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying that. Really nice artwork. Here we go. Here's EA Gunpla. This one is a Barbetus Lupus diorama. You can check it out on YouTube if you want. And this is in this sort of like dark color scheme against what looks like a cliff face with some water splashing against it and a big rifle. The color scheme really blends in with the background. I'm assuming that's what I was going for, just like a camouflaged look. It blends in so well here. Don't know what this gun is from, whether it's custom or not, but I do like that. And then we can see another shot of it where he's painted the Tekkadan, or they've painted the Tekkadan logo in a yellow. We can see the rifle a little bit better here. But yeah, the sort of like this dark grey or black colour scheme with sort of a very sand-looking tan colour going on here. It's different, I'll give it that. I'm not so sure whether I like it or not. I'm used to the standard colour scheme, so when you give me something else like this, I'm like, huh. I do like the weathering on it though. Love the diorama, it fits really well. Overall, I think it's done really, really well. A lot of attention to detail with that one. Here we go, Moki Plamo. This is a one that's been a work in progress, but I've seen it completed recently. This is the high-grade RX-78 Revive with what looks like the Musha Gundam's SD armor put over the top of it because of the shoulders being slightly different compared to the usual. So yeah, what they've tried doing is just turning the SD Musha into the high-grade version using the Revive. Good attempt, I actually really do like it. Plus the paint job looks pretty accurate and clean because the SD parts, they're not easy to color separate because of how they're done. They tend to be big pieces that are either 1 or 2 pieces and then pushed together. So for some of these, they'll have been masked and then painted afterwards. A lot of masking involved, especially with the sword. I really do like the Musha Gundam though. It's a simple design. It's just slap samurai armor over the top of the RX-78. But it works. I like the theming and the colors. Then this one, specifically by Shimako. This one, I wasn't too keen on the other images here. Not saying that they're bad. The only reason I clicked this though was because this thing, the petite guy here, looks absolutely psychotic. It's just that smile, it's the crazy smile and then the glowing yellow eyes. This is just creepy. Plus it's the dark purple, which has either got highlights, it looks like it's either got highlights that have been sprayed, or it's a metallic dark purple that's catching the light. I'm not sure which one it is. Either way, I really, really like this. But yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy, very minimal decal work here. I do like that. Stealth says, seeing the Musha reminds me I'm still waiting for my Master Grade Night Gundam that isn't a resin kit. I wish they'd do high grades of them, but they probably never will. Here we go. Here's another one for Shinju. This is by Soen890016. You can see it up here. And this is more Core Gundam stuff. Again, I've been saying I love Core Gundam armor and how people mod it. This is Mark II Titan Colors Core Gundam armor. Don't know how people are doing this, but I'd love to know because I'd love to try it with the God Gundam. What we've got here is the legs, the torso, Shoulders, lower arms, V-fin, shield, rear skirt, and then the backpack as well. But overall, again, that looks really convincing. If you'd have shown that to me and said, look, this is being released, this is going to be, you know, part of, like, one of the backlog episodes, or this was part of the show, I'd be like, wait, when was that? Because it looks so convincing. And they've either edited the Mark II Titans colors kit, or they've painted it. I think the easiest way they'd probably done this is by just taking the Titans colors and then editing it slightly. But either way, I'm really liking the look of this and how it's done. It's simple because it's just a snap. It looks like it's just a snap build anyway, but I want to know how they do this. Really want to know how they do this so I can do it with the God Gundam. Here we go. This is an interesting one. Don't know how to pronounce this user's name, so I'm just going to show it on screen now. But this is a modified Buster from Seed. Show you guys in a moment. So yeah, this one's pretty cool on display here. And this is using, I believe that's the Assault Shroud for the torso there. It might actually be for the shoulders as well. And I think for parts of the legs. And then it's just decked out with guns. Like, it wasn't already decked out with guns. Here's some more. It looks like you've got some small beam rifles, some long beam rifles stuck on here. Tons of missile pods. We've got some in the shoulders, some in the skirts, some in the legs. Tons of armor. And then the long-barreled sniper cannon thing that it has normally, that's been put on its shoulders as two separate weapons. So it's kitted out for just shooting everything all at once. Kind of reminds me of some of the full armor Gundams. Yeah, I like that one as well. I don't know how many dual assault shrouds that would have taken actually, because I think I could be wrong, but I think the Assault Shroud only has one of these missile launchers on its shoulders. I see a big bar Zam. Yeah, I was going to mention that. It looks like it's a big Zam with bar Zam legs and colour scheme. And then a ground Gundam over here. But yeah, that's cool. Really like that. And then here we go. There's, again, for Shinju, this is the same user as before. So we've already seen two of these, and two of them we haven't. So this one is based on Hibiki's Symphogear Gungnir. So it's got these ribbons, ribbon-looking things coming off the back of it. It's based on the Mars armor by the look of it. And I'm not too sure how they've made these giant gauntlets, but basically these giant gauntlets are meant to fold over and be able to punch people really hard. I like the edited V-fin, because the edited V-fin is meant to look a little bit like bunny ears. Then we've got Tsubasa's armor, which we looked at before. And then previously in one of the other streams, we saw the Ichival Symphogear armor here, which was based on Chris's armor from Symphogear. The guns here, the dual Gatlings, look really cool. But they showed off how to make those, and then I think this one is the Erget Lam armor from one of the other characters. I can't remember whether it is or isn't Erget Lam, but it's based on one of the color schemes for it, and one of the arms has a shield, so it kind of fits with it a little bit. I'm gonna have to have a look, because it's Maria's armor, I think. Either way, it's simple recoloring of suits and putting like different weapons on them, and then saying what they're themed after. But yeah, it's pretty neat. People getting creative. This one we'd seen before. Yeah, Sushi did a Destiny Sky build, and this was using the HGC Destiny parts with some SD stuff. We'd seen the work in progress, but this is done now. I love the color scheme for this. The primary blue with like bits of white on the limbs, it just works. Then we've got two GN blades on the back here, and we've got the wings of the Destiny as the side skirts by the look of it, and then two GN drives on the shoulders. But yeah, this looks like a cross silhouette almost because of the exaggerated proportions. Either way, I like this build. I like the way that it's come out. It looks pretty clean. I just like looking at all the details, like they've mixed. Looks like the 00 and the Destiny together, obviously, to get this, but I'm just noticing the chest parts of the 00 here. Raven says, I saw this on Twitter. Their stuff is very well made. I think they're the same person that did the SD, Hajiroboshi, Marcosius, and Barbetus all forms, and a custom Chimaris variant. Ah, cool. I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, I really like how clean this came out. Looking real nice. And then here we go. Here's Yoshi by Yoshifi, I think, here. That lives in Kyoto. 4th place in Gundam Builders World Cup 2014. And 2nd place in the World Tournament. Nice. So what we have here is a Cubalay that they're working on. And I showed this off in previous streams, I think, primarily because of the amount of detail in it, and this is the full one set up at the moment, getting ready to be painted, I think. And just the amount of surface detail on this looks absolutely insane. That's why I wanted to share this one. We've seen stuff like this before with, I think, the Hainu, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Something like the Zogok, I think. But yeah, I love the detailing on this. Looks like it's based off the Cubalay with the big hands from the Build Fighters manga, says Raven. Huh. You have to check and see. Let's translate the tweet for a moment. It just says it's a Cubalay, so I'm not too sure. Don't say anything about it being, based off anything other than the Cubalay. No, mention of any series or anything, but I do love the amount of surface detail on this. It looks absolutely nuts. I can't wait to see this painted up. Gonna keep an eye on that one for future. Here you go. This one was a screenshot of all the guys doing cosplay on the ski slopes that I've shown before. This is by PR0714. So this is the photo of the ski slope of the two of the cosplayers we've seen before with the Gundam cosplay going down the mountain, and we'd seen the gym in the background, but we hadn't seen Shazaku 2 here on the Dom. So seeing them all together is pretty cool. I like that. We'd already commented on the fact that, it was probably made out of foam just in case they fall over, with like some padding in it. I do think it's crazy just going down a ski slope or on like a snowboard or whatever dressed up as a Gundam. But either way, they're having fun. They're not hurting anybody. They're having fun, and it looks pretty crazy. Something to look at and go, what? And they all look like they're pretty decently made, so loving Shazaku too there. I think I'm more partial to that one primarily because it looks the best out of all of them, apart from maybe the Gundam. But yeah, really cool. I like seeing crazy stuff like that. This one is by Yixi Fong, I think that pronunciation is. This is from Gunpla Photography again. This looks like a mix of the Mudrock and a BD unit. So this, I think, is BD Unit 2 or BD Unit 3 because of the chest here and the legs. But then they've obviously painted it up like a Mudrock and give it the shoulder cannons and the beam rifle. I like that. The reason why I like this is primarily because it's something that you could do if you wanted to do this really simply. You just get the shoulder cannons and the rifle off, say, like a gun cannon. Just slap them on a BD unit and away you go. Just respray. You're done. But not to take away from this builder's work, because they've actually done a lot of custom painting. They've done shading in little parts that you can see. Overall, this is really well displayed and done. Really do like it. Then we can see another shot here of these cannons. Not entirely sure what the backs of these cannons are, whether they're custom or not, but Either way, I like this. Really do like this, especially because of them changing like a general suit into a support. Here we go by Daisuke. This is taking one of the SD Mushas, I think it is, and changing it. It's the new Gundam specifically, the new SD line, or the what was the new SD line in I think 2018, and turned it into what looks like a master grade. So I imagine this is a lot of custom parts. I don't know how they did this, but oh my god, it looks so good in master grade size. Oh, so I can't even begin to figure out how they've done this. I imagine they've taken the Verkar version of the new Gundam, and then they've decided to attach all these custom bits all over it. But I can't tell where any of these bits are from, because they've probably made it easy on themselves by pulling these from other areas and then putting them on. It's just a case of trying to match them up, because it is an absolute chore trying to look at all of this because of the amount of surface detail. Either way, I do love how this looks in master grade form, especially the side skirts now having these like beam capes attached to them that make it look really cool. But yeah, normally the actual SD version themselves, honestly, I don't really like them too much, because the external armor seems a little bit excessive to me anyway. But this, even though it still looks a tiny bit excessive, slapping it on a master grade, it doesn't seem to be as crazy, primarily because I think it's not sort of smushed down into a smaller scale where you notice it more. The limbs being longer actually help. It definitely looks like the Verkar new, says Raven. Yeah, I really want to know where all these extra parts come from. A lot of effort went into this either way. It's fantastic. Here we go. This is by Naural, I think. This is the Demon Gundam, and this is like a samurai-looking Gundam made up primarily of armor that makes it look as though it's a samurai really easy. So this looks like the Dantalion from IBO, or Dantalion, whatever. And then we've got what looks like Astaroth arm covers on here, either side, to make up the skirts. And then these are Sengoku Astray shoulders and V-fin up here. And then I'm not sure how much else is custom looking at this, but I really, really do like it. Primarily because it's really creative in terms of getting some samurai-looking thing out of an IBO suit, with just putting a few bits here and there and changing up the way that you use them. So instead of these being like shields for the arms or the giant hands that the Astaroth has, they instead get reused as side skirts. And they've just taken, obviously, the Sengoku Astray, because it already looked like a samurai. They've taken the shoulders off that and put them on here. It works really well. Really do like it. The overall colouring, I like the look of it as well, because it's got this like pale blue and purple tone to it. Then they've got little bits of white scattered throughout, so you know where the limbs start and end. And then you got the blue parts obviously being the main parts of the armor. Then we got little gold highlights here and there on the V-fin and round here. These red sections, it looks like they've actually replaced them with gems or something. You know, like stick-on gems or whatever. I could be totally wrong. The only reason I say that is because you can see it here, and that looks really glossy. So they've either painted that with a lot of clear coat on top of like red or whatever, or they've completely replaced it. Love the amount of colour separation on this though, and where it is. Looks real nice. Plus I love the front section here that I'm assuming is made out of cloth, with what I think is probably kanji for the Gundam's name or something on it. Real nice. Waist pieces are actually the haka and side skirts. Oh, okay, so let's read this here. Legs and head are from the Dantalion. The waist and chest are from the Ryuhei, the modified Hyakurin from Season 1 of IBO. Let's have a look. Huh. Interesting. I can just about see that. The waist pieces are actually the Hyakurin side skirt armor. I'm going to have to check that out. Just without the pieces on the end. Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool. Either way, I really do like that. Here we go. This is another one of the ashtrays. This looks like almost like a full. It looks like it's supposed to be a full armor ashtray or something. And the only reason I say that is because of the full armor Gundam being similar colors. The original one, anyway. This is Shiro GPB at the top here. And yeah, this looks like or at least the coloring looks like it's themed after the full armor ground type RX 78-2, I think. They've taken the V fin off the ashtray. They've kept the rest of it and put what looks like the giant beam cannon thing on the shoulder. And then I'm assuming this is either custom or it's something else. This looks like an IBO style shield going on with the arms. I do like the colour scheme either way. Colour scheme for this looks real nice on the ashtray. Although the ashtray is one of those suits where I don't think you can really mess it up. I say that and then I'll find somebody that will have messed it up and I'll be like, no, no, no. The Agni beam cannon says Stealth. Thank you very much, Stealth. I was trying to remember what it was called. Yeah, either way, really like that. It's done in like a matte coat rather than gloss. I think that's what makes it stand out a little bit more from some of the others that I've looked at today, because a lot of people like to, or seemingly the ones that I click seem to have gloss coats or metallic coats or whatever, but this is nice and simple at the moment. Don't know whether they're going to do any weathering on it in future or whatever, but I really do like it. You got this olive drab sort of green mixed with some grey and black, and then little bits of orange highlighting certain sections, and then the only other standout colour is red. Almost like they've taken the colouring from the gun and just applied it to the entire Gundam. You can't even remember the gun's name, says Stealth. Dude, I've already said before, my memory is trash. Utsugi Sato Yusuke here. Kisama 388, and this is, again, more Wing Zero custom stuff. The reason why I clicked this and thought I'd show you guys is just because, you know, I've harped on about how many Wing Zero customs we see online that are repaints and things. But the reason why I did, like, wanted to show this is because of the hexagonal pattern. I don't know how they've done this here. I can imagine they've done, like, possibly what looks like the metallic red first, or maybe the black first, then the metallic red, and they've got a hexagonal sort of net or something over the top of it, and then sprayed. No, wait, that doesn't work. So maybe black, white, then black, and then red over the top with the pattern laid over it so that you get the white poking through here, but the red still goes over and fills out most of this. I don't know how they've done this colour scheme. I'm just trying to guess here how I would do it, but it does look really nice. You've got that faded into black sort of look, and then the hexagonal pattern over it. Really nice. Can't wait to see what the full colour scheme for this Wing Zero custom looks like, because I've just seen a purple shield there. Don't think they're done with this yet, but it's going to be cool to see the finished version. Then here we go, we've got the SDC Gundam from Hathaway's Flash. This one I'd seen on a couple of other YouTube channels before, but this one specifically, the reason why I clicked this one is because, again, like I've said before, it has an LED unit in, and I go crazy for LED stuff primarily because I want to try something like this in future. I just wouldn't know where to start. Oh, so yeah, I really do like the way that this looks, especially because the eye's glowing on the other surfaces around it because of its external armor being primarily white in color, with only bits of like red and yellow highlighting other bits until you get further down the suit or the armor that's underneath the flight sort of armor here going on. Until you get down there, it's mostly white, so I like the way that the light sort of reflects off it. They've even done the same with the beam saber. The beam saber looks like one of the custom ones that you can get that lights up. I really do like the light reflecting off this. Either way, the actual build itself, nice and clean. Love the panel line detailing here and slight decals going on. Really, really nice finish to this SD. And the lighting just pushes it over the edge and makes it look really exceptional for me. And here we go. We got it. Speaking of Wing Zero custom color schemes here, this is by YJ here, or the Saint ISM. This is more feminine looking Wing Zero. It's got like this white and pink color scheme going on, but again, I like the faded gradients, and overall I like I think this is the one that we looked at the last time that had the night sky on the underside of the wings, or on both sides. I like the way that that looks. Really do love the way that that looks. The contrast with the wings there looks cool. Yeah, I think I'm right, because it looks like there's white on pink on the outsides of the wings. Let's check it out. Can't quite see it from that angle. Oh, no, wait, there, sorry. There. So yeah, it's got what looks like a starry sky on the underneath. And then on the exterior, it's got this same color scheme going on throughout the mobile suit. Really do like that. I need to know how to do color gradients like this, probably with an airbrush. And again, it looks like a custom color or something underneath the camera jewel there. But mainly white, pink, it's faded into a little bit of heavier pink purple there at the tip of the feathers on the wings, and then we've got what looks like either yellow or gold highlighting, and then the main standout thing that draws your attention is obviously the starry sky on the underside of the wings. The amount of effort that went into that. Here we go. Here's a custom suit based on a couple of, I think it's Build Fighters and Build Divers suits. So this is by Ririto. We're getting really close to the end now. But yeah, this is by Ririto. I liked this one because of the color scheme, and also because of its silhouette. But this is a mix of what looks like the Strike Freedom, the custom Strike Freedom that you can get with the giant wing binders, mixed with the Tetrium Gundam's legs by the look of it. But I love the black, white, and grey color scheme with bits of red highlight in it. Looks really, really cool. And then we've got some white decals all over the place. Not too many. Just enough to not make it look super boring, but at the same time, not enough to make me go, oh god, decals. Just decals. Yeah, I'm trying to look and see what all these guns are, because we've got these two beam rifles. Then we've got the side rail guns. Then we've got the binders, which can't remember whether they had dragoons on them or something. And then I don't know whether those are VSBRs on the back or not from the F91. I'm probably wrong. The thing is, like, I've got no shots at the back, so I can't tell. And then they've added something else on here. Hang on. So they've added a backpack on that looks like it's from the Strike Noir. Okay, so that's totally different to what they've got on here, but that's probably what they were going for. Either that or it's a modified version. I don't know. Either way, love the color scheme. Love the overall silhouette. Really like the Tetrium Gundam's bulky armor here on the legs. Looks really cool, and then the binders on the side. These binders I've not seen used by many other modelers, primarily because I don't think many modelers like binders on the suits. I could be wrong. You know, I just find them a bit bulky and they get in the way a little bit, but really do like that. And here we go back to some stuff that looks like artwork almost, in terms of, you know, like drawn, sketched art. Got Gunpla photography here back again. This is by Fenario Tristo. Hope I pronounced that right, but this is the ground gym here, and the reason why I said this looked like a sketch is because just out of the thumbnail it looked like it. This looks like it's been photoshopped, obviously, because the bullet traces and impacts here. But what I like is the diorama and the setup for this, the way that it's lit. It just looks really nice, having a battle at night and having bullets ping off the shield here with its head camera and visor glowing. We've got a little light on the machine gun here, and then it looks like it's just finished firing. And then we got some what looks like fire effects here that they've put on. But yeah, I really love dioramas and things. Don't know whether this is a straight build or not for the actual ground gym, but could use a little bit of weathering. I really do like that though. It's cool. This one had me freaking out. K10923 did an edit of Waddles here that had me really freaking out. This is the this is Char's Waddles spider guy, or rather the Ak guy spider. This is in Char's colours, but they've given it extra arms. I can only imagine getting completely wrecked by this if it was in GBO too. But I don't know what these arms are from. They are absolute insanity. Just imagine Boaty with this thing. So it's got its usual weapons. It's got these claw things for meleeing by the looks of it. It doesn't look like it has any ranged weapons on them. From the spider ball says stealth. Ah. Either way, I do like that. It looks really cool. I love the metallic looking color scheme that they've got going on for the head camera here. What looks like a power button symbol on the feet. I don't know. But yeah, and the other one was a Zaku 2 with what looks like a giant booster on the back from the GPO 4. And then we got two Zaku machine guns here, a Zaku machine gun equipped, and then a bazooka as well. I really do like the way these are put together. They look really nice. Really nice. Nice and clean. Love the colour scheme going on with them. And he looks really, really loaded. I've just noticed the missile launchers on the legs as well. Here we go, some Lego stuff. This is by Alex Leung, I think this is pronounced. They're from Hong Kong and they do Lego stuff. So we've shown some Lego stuff before. But here's some slightly more SD themed stuff that's got a little bit more detail in. So we got the RX-78 going on here. Really do like the way that looks. All the proportions on this stuff make me like him even more. Then we've got Char's Zaku 2 here. Loving the detail at the moment. Then we've got the Freedom. This reminds me of the Cross Silhouette. Like, all of these remind me of the Cross Silhouette model kits. And then finally, we've got what looks like either the Justice, Infinite Justice, or it's not the Savior, so it's got to be the Justice. Thinking about it, this Freedom and Justice makes sense. Yeah, I love the amount of detail, how accurate they are, and just overall the proportions on them. They look really cool. Just remind me of somebody just making the SDs out of them in Lego. Even love the way they've used like vented parts here to simulate the chest vents. And then here's two that are kind of back to back. So this one is somebody did a mock-up. Zelgameth here did some mock-ups of mobile suits that look like they're from Pat Labor. So this is one of the Jagans that looks like it's a police car or a police mobile suit. And the same with this one. This is supposed to be the unicorn looking like the Zero from Pat Labor. And these look pretty cool. I liked the color scheme change and stuff like that, and then putting the lights on the shoulders here works. I like it, right? but then we get somebody actually making the thing into a kit itself. I don't know whether this is a thing going around here, because it just says, like, it's a piggyback. So I'm assuming they were piggybacking off somebody else's tweet. I could be totally wrong, but I just love the way that it's just such an easy repaint. It's just white and black with some shoulder bits here to simulate the lights. So cool. And then they've done some minor decal work here, and then some of the other bits like the grenades and the logo here are just done in gold just to pick them out a little bit. And then finally, custom Arch Gundam for the Eldora Core Gundam. I don't know whether, like, what this is made out of, because it doesn't look like the original kit. It almost looks like they've used some, like, modeler's clay or something for some parts of it. Either way, it's a really good attempt. Really loving the detail on this. But yeah, it almost looks in certain areas like they've used modeling clay for most of this armor instead of taking the actual 00 kit and trying to put that around it. There's the fangs flying off from the legs. And then there's all three of the fake Gundams. We got the Alice Core, then we got the fake New, and the fake Arch Gundam. The thing is, I don't think they ever made the Arch armor, or they haven't yet. Who knows? They might do in future. I wish they would, because then it'd be easy to get hold of rather than having to do like a full-on custom. Either way, that was this week again in Gundam. Hope you've enjoyed this. For anyone who wants to see these, they can be found easily via my Twitter. Hope you guys have all enjoyed, and I shall see you on the next stream. So until then, thank you very much. Make sure you go check out everybody's work. And yeah, see you on the next stream. Bye.